What do you want to do? One chair, two chairs. Ain't bad. Here, Coach, you want this chair? See?
And we welcome you inside of the broadcast booth here at Judge Memorial Catholic High School. I'm Ken Nielsen alongside Coach Dean Fowles as we bring you the action from Salt Lake City, Utah. Beautiful setting here at Judge, and we apologize for the brightness of the screen here as this is a little unusual setup here at Judge Memorial. All of the seating and the press boxes on the east side of the stadium, which means you got to look right into the sun. So we'll pause for just a moment while they take care of our national anthem, then we'll be right with you. And once again, welcome back inside of the broadcast booth. Alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen. Good to have you with us here. I apologize there as I have to kind of adjust my hat for a visor as we're looking right dead center into the sun here this evening. And so, give us another 45 minutes or so, and hopefully that sun will be down and we'll have a better view from the camera. So, again, we ask for your patience here. Again, Delta comes into this one 1-1 on the year. Judge comes into this game at 2-1. Their loss coming to Woods Cross. Their last game, they're coming off of a 28-10 victory over Park City. Delta coming off of a 21-0 victory over Emory High School just last week. So we are just about set to go here in this one as we're waiting for Judge to make their way out onto the field. Judge won the coin toss, so they have elected to defer until the second half. So they're going to kick this one away. This will be Tim Hemmersmeyer. He is a 5'11", 170-pound junior to kick this. And again, we apologize for that look you're getting right from the sun. Coach Fowles is here behind me standing, and he's got his dark sunglasses on. He looks like something out of a sci-fi movie.
And I'm standing right behind this pole so that I can see a little bit. Yeah, in an hour or so it'll be down, but I imagine most of the first half we're going to fight it. Not only are we directly into it, but we're not even on any kind of an angle to even take any of it out.
We are right, as you meant, direct. You are.
Yeah, we can't mitigate it any.
So here's the kick, high end over end. Boy, this is hanging. Fielded at the 2-yard line, and here comes Delta up the middle, now bounces the right side, and then backwards they go. Not much for a return out near the 13-yard line, and that is where the Rabbits will take over. First down and 10 as Delta comes into this one. Their starting quarterback, Bracken Lovell. He returns as a second-year starter back there. Had 880 yards passing last year. And also in the backfield, Victor Almanza. He is a returning All-State defensive back, but they're going to rely on him this year to carry a ton of the load.
And I hope, Ken, that's not indicative of what we see all night, because there was a whole lot of red jerseys on the ball side of that tackle and no white jerseys even making contact with them. So they're going to have to at least get a hat on somebody, or that was not the way I'm sure that Coach Fowles wanted to start this ball game.
So again, the Rabbits on their own 13-yard line. First down and 10 as we juggle a few things. As you see Judge come onto the field, they have got some size up front. I'll try and give some of that to you here in just a moment. Well, Noah Ellis, he's a sophomore, 6'5", 280. You see him out there, and here's the give right over Ellis, and it's a gain of a couple for the Rabbits.
And he's the son of Luther Ellis, if any of you're of that generation, that perennial Pro Bowler in the NFL from the University of Utah. So he's right at home here, just down the street from.
I think that was Johnny Hatch on the carry. Again, we're looking right into the sun, so please be patient with us here this evening. Second down and 8. Rabbits on the far hash mark, moving from right to left on your screen and from north to south here on the field. Synthetic turf. Here's the give, first back through, a nice quick hitter. Johnny Hatch on the carry. He picks up about 5, maybe even 6. Brings up a third down and just under 2.
And I think you're going to have to see quite a bit of that tonight, Ken. And you're not going to be able to just power the ball at these guys as they try to do that first play. They had a little inside trap, and, you know, that's a good way to counter that size that Judge Memorial has.
So we'll call it third down and 2. Big down here already in this game. See if Delta can maintain a little bit of a drive here. And again, quick hitter off that right tackle, and they will not get it. And this is going to bring up a fourth down. Johnny Hatch again. They're working Johnny off that right side. And maybe a gain of a yard, but not enough for a first down. Brings up 4th and 1. I don't think you dare go for it here, do you, Coach?
Well, he's keeping the...
Ooh, now they moved it back.
Yeah, he's keeping what looks like the... I think that extra yard right there, if they would have been up where the sideline marker was, it was about less than a yard. Now they've got it back to a full 2 yards, so I think they've got to kind of...
We want to thank Insignal, your Verizon wireless provider. They are helping us stay connected. Brad Lurcher and the crew, we appreciate them. Here is the punt. Boy, that's a pretty nice punt. Hangs, fielded at the 44. Up the middle, through 2 tacklers, around the left side, avoids another, and here comes Hatch trying to bring him down, and finally knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Stephen Hall, a 5'11", 160-pounder on the return, but there is a flag here on the near side.
Boy, and that was thrown from a long ways away. That referee's got a pretty good arm. He threw that flag 35 yards in the air. He must have played quarterback in his day.
So the flag at the 45. Going to bring this ball back. This is a break for the Rabbits, obviously. Moves it back to the 45 of Judge, where they will take over first down and 10.
And Judge is a good team, Ken. There's no question about it. Physically, I think they outman Delta, so you just can't let them get off to a good start and get this thing rolling in a hurry. So you've got to have a few breaks.
Hayden Hour, 6'2", 180-pound senior, calls the signals for Judge Memorial. Kind of a wing T formation. He'll bring the left back across and goes to the first back through. Maybe a couple. A nice job on the defense on that right side as the ball carrier right there, Max Barnett, 6'2", 210-pound senior. Let me tell you a little bit. Barnett is a returner from last year. And he, along with Michael Kearns, will carry the load in the backfield. Give him 2 on the carry. So again, that same formation. They'll come counter around the right end. People staying home at night, making a nice tackle on the play for Delta. I believe that was Rhett Shamo making the stop.
Yeah, and he hung in there and gave him a pretty good lick on that play right there, kid. Stayed at home like Stu and was standing right there and was rewarded with the collision.
So third down and 5. Delta looking for a big stop here early in this one. And again, Hour under center. Brings his left back in motion. Back to pass. Hayden Hour over the right side. Man wide open, and he missed him at the 40-yard line. Incomplete. He was looking for 15, that's Dylan Clark. So Delta does a nice job right there.
Yeah, that's a huge break right there, Ken, because as you said, he was wide open, and those are the things that I'm talking about that you're going to have for Delta to stay in this ball game, is things like that. So big play for the Rabbits.
So Judge to kick this one away as the Rabbits wait back at their own 5. Snaps a good one. Left-footed kick. The ball hanging up is going to come down and drop. Good bounce for the Rabbits and comes back towards Judge down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, so Delta gained about 10 yards on that exchange right there. So successful couple of series.
Again, coming to you live from Salt Lake City, Utah, Judge Memorial Catholic High School, alongside Coach Dean Fowles. I'm Ken Nielsen. Glad to have you with us here on a Friday night. Beautiful evening. Just a little tough looking into that sun. And here comes Delta with their second possession of the ball game. Flag flies in on the play as they pile up at about the 26, only a gain of a yard. We'll wait and see what the call is down on the field. And this face mask, this is going to march the ball. Wow, that's a 15-yarder, Coach. This will take it all the way outside the 40, the 41.
Doesn't matter how you get them, so long as you can get them. So that almost got Delta the field position battle here early in this first quarter.
So here's the Rabbits, pretty good field position at the 41. Here's a pitch to Almanza. If they can get the corner, he takes it inside and gets about 5 to the 46-yard line. I thought maybe he'd go outside. He cut it back inside. And already, Coach, you get a little bit of a feel here, even though this is the #1 team in the state, Delta can play with them. Early, yes, I know, but we're scoreless in this first quarter, 7:17 to go. And the Rabbits with a second down and just under 5 as the play comes in. Appreciate Brennan being with us tonight. He's running our camera here, looking into the sun as well. So again, second down and 5, double tights as Lovell takes the snap. He'll ride it, tries to follow, is back off that right tackle and not going to get much on that one. So it brings up third down and 5, and Delta would sure like to maintain this drive. So here we go. Double wide this time. Wide receiver far side, one to the near side in motion. They'll send Johnson back to pass, the left-hander, and a little bit wide to the right is Lovell looking for his receiver out near the 50, and the ball just floats a little bit wide and out of bounds.
Yeah, he was looking for that quick slant, Ken, and it was covered, so he pulled it back down and picked the guy up in the flat, but a little bit too late. Could have been a gain on that play if he could have thrown it out to him, but thrown across his body in some traffic like that sometimes is difficult.
So Delta forced to punt again here. Here's the kick. Boy, this is a beautiful punt. High, hanging punt, going to come down at the 16. There's a block in the back, and they got it. Even though this is going to come near side 30, 35, and out of bounds at the 36-yard line, this will come back. And this is going to pin Judge back inside their 10-yard line. That was a great punt.
Yeah, and that was an obvious penalty right there, just right in front of the referee and right next to the guy with the ball, so just gave him a shove in the back. It was effective to break him loose, but there's something about that in the rules.
So Aiden Auer back out on the field with his offensive team. And again, we want to thank and Signal there in Delta, your local Verizon wireless store. For all of your wireless needs, stop by and see and Signal. As we stream live tonight on the air card provided by Mr. Brad Lurcher and in Signal. So here we go, as the Bulldogs will come out first down and 10. We'll call it their own 8-yard line. Here's the give. Fullback making his way across the 10 out near the 12-yard line. And I believe ball carrier Sport Falimaka. Sport Falimaka gets a gain of about 3. Judge with 8 yards rushing now. Delta with 14 so far. Early in this first quarter. Scoreless with about 5:15 to go in the period. Double wide set here. Receiver to the far side. One here to the near side. They'll bring a back across, and now once again, Sport with it. Comes across the middle, and he just churning, keeping his feet going. He gets out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. About 14 yards on the carry. Falimaka. And Delta, now it looks like down on the field is Falimaka. He was the ball carrier there. Delta cannot afford to let him get loose into the secondary. Right. Too much athleticism on this Judge team.
Yeah, and you can tell he's a strong kid too. Kept his feet moving there. Somebody's got to wrap him up and get him on the ground.
And we hope you enjoy watching here tonight with the new feature we've added in the scoreboard on the screen. So you can keep track right there with us on the screen of the time and the score.
And maybe just to set the tone, Ken, I think Brennan's probably going to have a little bit of a rough time running this camera with us. We got a pretty girl here in the box with us in the booth, and he's watching her instead of watching this football game. So we'll have to see if we can't keep him on task.
She's our producer in the booth tonight.
Right.
How about that? First down and 10 from the 32-yard line of Judge. As they bring it back in motion across, they'll come a quick hitter up the middle, and again, the back's just churning forward. A gain of about 7 this time. Ball carrier, I believe, Max Barnett. Again, 6 foot, 210-pound senior. He is a load to bring down. And now Judge with 29 yards rushing here this evening. They have a second down and a little over 3 to go. Start to see a little bit of shadows coming across the field there below us.
But we're not going to see it at all for quite a while yet, unless you get behind a gate. It's kind of tough to see here.
So again, double wide formation. Coach, you'd call that a wing tee, would you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'd call it.
Barnett, the tailback, back to pass, Hour out in the flat. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, that's a dangerous pass, because lurking right there for Delta was Rhett Shamel. And if that ball is thrown a little bit softer, lower, he's off to the races, maybe with an INT, a pick 6.
Yeah, that would have been a pick 6 if he'd have thrown it to where he needed to complete it. And I think the quarterback saw that, and that's why he threw it a little bit further out front, because, yeah, he was – that's one of those that you can get a pick 6, or if he just waits and turns it up the field, then it's 6 points for them. So again, a wide receiver far side, one to the near side. Here's Hour under center on a 3rd down and 3. Here's the give. Barnett up the middle. Was hit in the backfield, but he's so strong he just takes it forward for a gain of 9. Gives the Bulldogs a first down out to the 48-yard line, Judge side of the field. You'll notice this field looks pretty nice. That's synthetic. It is an artificial surface they're playing on. It's a very fast surface. You'll notice there are no seats over on the far side. Everything is here on the east side. On that far side, it just drops off into the avenues. Beautiful facility here. Here's a pitch in the backfield. They'll go to Dylan Clark, and he is taken down, maybe even a loss of a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Redwell on the pitch there. So second down and 11 for Judge. And back in, here's on this near side, Braden Pelly wears number 11. He's a 6'3", 210-pound wideout. They'll stay with a back to the left of Hour, and then they've got a receiver in the slot. Now he's going to come back to this right side. That's Dylan Clark. They got a little confusion out there. They may have to take a timeout. Well, they got to get somebody else up on the line of scrimmage, and now
they whip, and that's going to be motion, I thought. But
got to be. And he threw it.
Here's a pass complete here to the near side and taken out of bounds at about the 42-yard line is Dylan Clark, but I believe the receiver on the far side, because he knew they had 5 men in the backfield, moved up to the line where he should have been.
So it could have been either an illegal procedure having that many men in the backfield or movement, what he did. Either way, it's going to be a penalty.
James Cordova, the head coach here at Judge, probably not real happy with that particular setup.
They was kind of doomed to start. Yeah, they just weren't quite sure who was where.
James Cordova, 65 and 51 overall record. He's in his 11th year, 2-1 this year. Won a state championship last year as they defeated Manti in that state championship game, 36-22, to claim the title in the 3A. So it'll be second down, and we'll call it 16 after the penalty. Back to pass. Howard looking out in the flat. Complete to Pelly here on the near side. Avoids 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3, and gets ahead to the 46. A gain of 12. So that gives them a much more manageable 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and that should have been 3rd down and 15. That just got to make that tackle when you have that out in the open field. A little bit of a cloud there behind the sun, just momentarily.
Great. Judge they've been playing football, coach, for 87 years. Overall record of 433 wins, 344 losses, and 9 ties. We'll talk more about them later. Back to pass. Hour looking, steps up, gonna run it, and taken down from behind. At the 45, a gain of 1, but I believe that was Ridge Peterson making the tackle and saved a 1st down.
You betcha. If he wouldn't have made that tackle, he was off and running. He would have had not just the 1st down, but he'd have had some big-time yardage, and I think Judge Memorial's got a decision to make here.
Back into the game for Judge. Here comes Sport Palimaka. He'll be the tailback. 4th down and 3. Judge will go for it. From the 45 of Delta, minute 22 to go here in the 1st quarter. Again, we are scoreless. Whoop. And there's that. Boy, that may cost them there. Jumping there on that left side was Kelson Papunu. And now I think Coach Cordova is going to say, 4th and 6, let's go ahead and kick this one.
Well, you just don't want to give, Delta that hope that they can come out and do this, and they've played very well so far. Just done, in my opinion, a fantastic job, taking a little time off the clock and played very good defense.
A stalemate up to this point in time. Here's the left-footed kicker again, going to hang this up at about the 18, and Delta will return it out to the 23-yard line. So far, both teams with 2 offensive possessions, but neither team has been able to sustain a drive, so we are scoreless with 1 minute to go exactly here in the 1st quarter. Once again, from Judge Memorial Catholic High School. And, Coach, another penalty. There's a flag here on the near side. That is a motion penalty. Must have been an illegal formation, I guess, or maybe somebody started early. Delta will decline it. They said, no, we'll take it right where it's at the 27-yard line. Good to have you here on Local Channel 10. Those of you watching in on the internet tonight, good to have you with us here on a Friday evening. Centricom, the new home of Delta High Athletics. We'll have football for you throughout the years, a little bit of volleyball, then some basketball and wrestling. We'll have it all. So 1st down and 10, and now they stopped this before they start. And I think what it was is they started the clock. They did. They started the clock as they marked the ball ready for play, and they should have waited till the snap. So that's what what's the delay is right there. Daxton Johnson along with Johnny Hatch. They're the 2 up backs. Victor Almanza, the tailback. And here's the pitch to Almanza. He needs a block, gets it, cuts it inside and out to the 30. A nice positive gain for the Rabbits of about 8 yards, brings up 2nd down and short. 21 yards rushing now for the Rabbits.
And I like to see him pitching that option. They've done a pretty good job of making that block out there, even running to a tight end side. So
here's the give off the left tackle. It'll be close to a first down. Depends on the spot here by the official. We'll wait and see. I believe that was Victor Almanza, and it is a first down. Got the 3 yards that he needed. You know, and they're running right into Coach 75. That's Noah Ellis, 6'5" sophomore. He's 280. Number 66 right next to him. That's Jacob Klein, 6'5", 245. And then on the left side, that's Quincy Houston, 72, is 6'2", 310.
I mean, you're looking at a
almost college size there.
Line.
Great defensive line as far as size and athleticism for Judge. And the quarter comes to an end. Scoreless here from Judge as Delta's holding the #1 team in the 3A even. So they'll switch ends up the field here. Once again, our thanks to Signal, your wireless carrier there in Delta. Stop by and see all the new gadgets they've got available. Help you with the new Apple iPhone. And again, Brad Lurcher helping us out here tonight. He keeps us on the air as we travel throughout the state. So our thanks to Mr. Brad Lurcher and all the fine folks there in Signal.
To put it into perspective, right down here below us in the that's Luther Ellis. Played many years in the NFL. He's a big guy, but he's smaller than all 3 of those linemen that are right there. And I don't know what he'd look like with pads on, but they are just big kids, those 3 of them up front.
Now, Luther Ellis, he does have a son and I believe a nephew on the team, and we're not sure which is which.
I'm betting the big kid's his.
Last year, his son was the quarterback here and was an all-stater and a fantastic athlete.
Yeah, big kid as well.
And I don't know if he went on and is playing college ball somewhere. We should have asked, I guess. Now, let me say this as well, Coach. We have been treated so well since we got here today.
Yeah.
Everybody here has been so cordial and accommodating. Our thanks to Mr. Brett Allen. He is the athletic director, and all his staff. The cheerleaders brought us up bottles of water. They've just been so good. So our thanks there.
Vouchers for dinner at the snack bar. They've worked hard to get you all set up here. They've just been fantastic.
So here's Judge to start this second quarter. Again, scoreless from the 33-yard line. A gain of maybe 3 right up the middle. And then Delta closes the hole in the middle. I should say Delta right up the middle. Telling you the wrong way here as they switch ends of the field. I didn't see who the ball carrier was, but the Rabbits do pick up 3 right there. Second down and about 7. We'll call it the 36-yard line. Again, kind of squinting through the sun here, so we apologize for numbers if we miss them a little bit here, or even teams as we turn and go the other way. Delta moves from left to right on your screen. Back to pass, Lovell out here in the flat, look out, wow! Tipped incomplete, almost caught by Ridge Peterson at the 50, but boy, did Judge have an opportunity right there as they had double coverage. Dylan Clark was right there, and I think they kind of maybe helped Delta out by bumping each other and knocking it incomplete. So now Delta with a 3rd down and 7. As the clock stops at 11:07 to go here in the period. Again, we are scoreless. Give us another 15, 20 minutes and hopefully it'll look a little better on your screen. We'll get that sun down. We'll talk more about this stadium here in a moment. Here's the 3rd down play. Here's the option. Almanza around the right side. Gets a block and he'll have the first down as he takes it across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 10 and a first down. .37 yards rushing for the Rabbits here in this first half. Judge with 38 yards rushing. So a new set of downs for the Rabbits here on the near hash mark. They'll come double tight this time. Again, Almanza is the 2-back. They'll go off that left tackle. I believe that's Johnny. Nope, going to be, I believe, Daxton Johnson, the ball carrier.
I've always thought, Ken, with this offense that you've got to run a dozen to 15 option pitches a game just to keep things in check so that other things will open up, and they've been very successful with that option pitch here tonight.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 9 from the 47-yard line of Delta. This time they'll come with the double wide formation. They stay inverted wishbone behind Lovell. Here's Lovell, going to keep it, turns it back up off that right tackle, gets ahead for a couple to the 49 and now drives ahead, but they're not going to give him that forward motion. They blow it dead at the 49. A gain of a couple, 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, I think he did get 3 full yards on that play, so successful play. And you turn it up sometimes even if it's not there, just you know, keep those people honest, and then when you do pitch it, you've got out there with a one-on-one and a blocker to boot. So
again, a big 3rd down for the Rabbits. 3rd and 7 from their own 49-yard line.
Or the way they're set up to a split receiver side, Ken, that wide option is just wide open.
They'll come counter. Now he keeps it. Great play fake. Going to go down that far side, looking for Ridge Peterson, I believe. Nope, not Ridge, on the other side. Incomplete. Ball says it hits the ground. Ridge is on this side, I think on the far side. That's Derek Burton. Derek wears number 9 and almost came up with a nice grab.
Yeah, if you could have thrown that just a little bit quicker or a little bit more to the outside, you'd have been in great shape. But I think they are going to give him the interception, Ken.
They are then. I thought the ball popped away and it looked like he was pointing on the ground, but they say it is intercepted.
I think what he was saying, that the ball was intercepted, but the ground caused the fumble after that. So, yeah, unfortunate, because he was behind him, Ken, 3 yards when he first started and looked like he was going to be wide open. On the walkway there, pretty.
So it'll be 1st down and 10, for Judge from their own 30. Barnett ahead for a couple off that right tackle. Both teams now, Coach, with 40 yards rushing tonight, identical. Judge does have 1 completed pass of 12 yards.
Well, and Delta was moving the ball so well right there, and the turnover just killed them. So they've held their own in just about every aspect here.
So here's the give. First back through right up the middle, a gain of about 3, maybe even 4 to the 36-yard line. And again, Barnett on the carry. Give it 4 on the carry. It's 3rd down and 4. One thing Coach Cordova talked about in the preseason was the size that he figured he would have up front, and he does have some size up the middle. Knight, how about this one? 6'6", 330. Mason Knight, number 77. Here's Barnett. Steps through a tackle, and here he comes around the left side across the 40, 45, 50. Inside of Delta territory and knocked out at the 40. There is a flag on the field back at the 38. We'll see if this is going to come back or not. This, the way it was thrown, it might be in the area of a hold. Coach Cordova, yep, it is hold. He will not be happy about that one because that was a great run by Barnett.
And number 1, the kid that's been carrying the load most of all, Falamaki, he made a block and knocked 2 Delta people just right on their back. So he not only can run, he can block, and all coming back though. That's what makes a coach get gray hair in a hurry.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12 after the penalty. That's a big break for the Rabbits, and now we'll see what Judge dials up here. As Aiden Auer wearing number 2. Let's see if he stays under center or comes back in the pistol formation. Trips to the far side. Receiver here to the near side. We got the 1 lone setback behind Auer. Under center, back to pass Auer. Flushed out of the pocket, rolls right side looking, going to go into the flat, short, and it's complete, and a 1st down out to the 43. That's a pretty nice look there by Auer as he hit Braden Pelly just there in the flat. I believe they say Almanza came up and made the tackle. He was looking deep and then checked off and went to the underside receiver who was open. That's a pretty nice read.
Yeah, it was, and then he got a few extra yards after that as well. So
44-yard line on Judge's side of the field. And here's Sport Falamaka. Look at him cut back up through the middle, picks up 11 and another 1st down.
And there again, that's just a matter of tackling somebody because we had people there. Just got to make sure you bring him down. They're getting a lot of yards after that first contact.
And the other thing, Coach, you notice here, Judge does not go to the huddle. They immediately line up in their formation. They look to the sideline for the call, and then they're right back up, lined up. 1st and 10 from the Delta 45-yard line. Again, we're scoreless with 7.5 to go here in the first half. Auer maybe audibling right here, changing the play. Going to bring the slot receiver here to the near side. Again, 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Palamaka behind Auer. And Auer takes it himself. Boy, Delta had him trapped at the 46 and then spins free and dives to the 41. There for a moment, it looked like Mark Denbo was going to have a tackle for a loss, but Auer slips out of it and picks up about 4.
Yeah, and he was right where he needed to be and did get him down with a minimal gain, but could have pulled him down right there. He would have got him down for a loss.
2nd down and 6 from the 41 of the Rabbits. Now, instead of the wing T with backs on either side, he has a back on the left, one lone setback, receiver far side, one to the near side, and Delta gets caught jumping on a hard count. That'll cost him 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1. Takes the ball down to the 36-yard line of Delta. 6:46 to go here in the first half, and again, we are scoreless. They'll bring the slot back to the far side. They'll give to Falamaka, and he'll have the first down as he dives to about the 33. That'll be a gain of about 4. 63 yards on the ground now for the Bulldogs as they keep the drive alive.
And there again, somebody shot in there on a blitz and just missed him, and would have been a big play if they somehow could have got him down.
So again, 1st and 10 for Judge Memorial from the 33-yard line of Delta. Back to the traditional wing T. Here's the give. Barnett right up the middle, dives ahead for a gain of 4 to the 29. Just a big physical kid, and he's quick to the hole. Barnett, 6 feet, 210-pounder. You'll see him on the defensive side as well at a linebacker position. 2nd down and 6 for the Judge Bulldogs. Again, moving from right to left. That's the north towards the south end zone here on your screen. Good to have you with us here on local Channel 10. Auer sets his offense. Back to pass. Looking. Gets hit as he throws it. Wide open. Nobody there. Complete. This is going to go for a score as he finds Nick Klein, the 5'11 junior, for 29 yards and a touchdown.
And that had to be some kind of a mix-up, Ken, because as you're seeing it here on the replay, there was there's just nobody there at all. Delta was in a cover 2, and so you've got to be very conscientious of that wide guy. You know, safety didn't get over there, so I still think that was some kind of a blown coverage.
So the point after try, kick is up, and it's good. So with 5:27 to go here in the first half, Judge strikes first. They lead at 7-0. And if you noticed on that extra point kick, as the ball goes up through the goalpost immediately, it hits a net right behind the goalpost, so it doesn't go on down the street, down the avenues.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to be smacking cars on the street there.
They have done a nice job using every bit of space they have here on their campus. And, of course, real estate, a little pricey up here in this part of the city. As we are kind of up on the bench. Once that sun gets down, we'll have Brennan pan across and give you the city view that is absolutely beautiful here. You'll see all of the big buildings, the church office building and several others, and then you'll see the state capitol to the north of that. But it is a nice setting here.
And Ken, I remember
when
they were...
see right there on the screen, Coach.
I remember when they were building this, they were a little bit nervous about even having enough room. You notice they cannot play... I mean, they can't do track here because they've got just the one lane of track around here. And I know that was something they were really quite concerned about, but got the football field in. They can also play soccer on it as well. They had just enough room for that.
So Judge to kick this away. Left footer boots this into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Delta comes out to their own 20-yard line. In fact, Brennan, if you can send it across that way to the far side again, pan to that right if you would for us, you can see just how beautiful the valley is below the school here. As he gets over a little bit, you'll see the main part of the city, and a little bit further as he goes, we'll even get the Capitol. If he can go just a little bit further, you'll see the state Capitol building off in the distance. There it is right there. So beautiful setting here at Judge Memorial Catholic High School. We are up on 11th East and 650 South is where we're at. I believe the sun's setting right behind the Grand America Hotel, I think. Here's a give. First back through off the right side for Delta. Pickup of about 3. Victor Almanza, second back through, is the one that carries the ball. 43 yards now rushing for Delta. 67 for Judge tonight. And then Judge also, they have 56 yards passing to go with the 67. So over the century mark in total offense. Johnny Hatch in motion right to left. Here's the pitch. Almanza got some room if he'll step it up through there. Boy. Just not, the hole was there, but just didn't quite get through it.
Well, if it had turned that one, I think, to the inside, he would have got the first down. It's
maybe more.
Block. Yeah, pretty good block out there, but the defender, and that's what you run into when you run that wide option to a tight end side, is you just didn't have the leverage on him right there.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 5 for Delta.
Well, it was real close to being a big play, though.
And now the Rabbits, they want to talk about it here on a 3rd down and 5. Again, alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen as we come to you live from Salt Lake City, Utah, and Judge Memorial Catholic High School. 7-0. Judge leads it here over the Rabbits. 4:42 to go in this first half. And again, our thanks to the administration, athletic department here at Judge, as they have gone out of their way to make us comfortable up here. Nice press box. We have our own booth. How about that? There's a nice shot. Brennan picks up.
That's one of those you got to send into the KUTV news in the morning. That's a beautiful sunset right there.
The sun does set off into the west over the Great Salt Lake. Lights are on here in the stadium. Little air conditioning even in the booth here behind us. I'm not sure how you arranged for that, but I appreciate it. You do have some pole around here, don't you? Always good to travel with the principal.
I have a pole that I bring with me.
Here's a counter coming the other way, and near a 1st down. Just depends on the spot.
I think he's going to, all he's got to do is reach the line, and I think he has got it reached, and so it's going to be a 1st down.
I believe that was Johnny Hatch on the carry. And he gets it.
Boy, and he got some of that on his own, Ken. He really fought for what yardage he got right there.
Delta has yet to complete a pass. They're 0 for 3, but they have done a nice job on the ground. 50 yards rushing. Trips to the near side this time, one to the far side. And here is the pitch. Woo, picked up out of the air. And running hard here to the near side to the 31. That is Austin Chappell. Did a nice job corralling the high pitch. Brings it down. And actually had to work pretty hard to get that 1 yard even.
Yeah. That's one of those, you just give him a little different look. He still ran the same option. We just had people forget to make a block for him out there that time.
So 2nd down and 9. Clock running, 3:54 left in this first half. A little better view of the field now as that sun sinks down in the west. And they'll bring it back in motion. Wow. Look out, I was just going to say, big number 58 comes in there.
Wow, and I think that was a very fortunate quick whistle right there, Ken, because that...
I think that's Nathan Higley, the 5'8", 200-pound linebacker that came up, made the stop and then was digging for the ball like you should, and almost had a turnover there for
Well, he just took it and
Judge.
ran. He would have scored a touchdown if they called it back saying that he was down. So
a yard on the carry brings up 3rd down and 8. In motion, Johnny Hatch from right to left. Back to pass, Lovell. Look out, being chased. Out the flat, got a man wide open, complete. Out to the 41-yard line, and that's enough for the 1st down.
well executed right there. Nice pattern run by the wide receiver.
I think it's
Ball
hard to
was on
see
the
across
money.
there. I believe that might have been Derek Burton on the catch. Needed 8, and that's exactly what they got. So a 1st down and 10, a new set of downs for the Rabbits. Ball was thrown right on the money.
Yeah, a very nice play right there.
And a little easier for Bracken rolling left because they're left-hander.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 1st down and 10 from the 41-yard line. As they'll bring Johnson in motion and then go back on a counter towards where the motion came from. It's a gain of maybe a couple.
You know, Ken, if you just count them out, of course, it's always easy to say because every play you draw up, you can always have your arrows go to the goal line. But the defense they're playing conventional against this option attack from Delta. When they're in a wide receiver set, they've got one for everybody, including the safety.
Johnny Hatch with that 2-yard carry. Lovell keeps it himself, comes off the right tackle, and he'll pick up 3, maybe even 4 yards to set up a 3rd down and just under 5. So a big play right here with 2:18 to go in the half. Delta needs just over 4 yards to keep this drive alive. They trail 7-0 to the Judge Bulldogs here. It's been a pretty competitive ball game as both defenses, they have really come to play here.
More so than anything, I'm very impressed with the way Delta's playing defense here. Kind of fell asleep on the one, or had some miscommunication, I should say, on the one long pass for a touchdown as he was wide open. Other than that, they have just played very, very well.
Glad to have you with us here on Local Channel 10 TV and, of course, across the internet. Good to have you with us here on a Friday night edition of Delta High Athletics. Alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen, and we are at Judge Memorial Catholic High School, just up on the bench here in Salt Lake City. Again, beautiful shot off to the west there, Brennan. You're doing a good job. This is his first night tonight on the camera, and he just might have found his niche.
Yeah, he'll have a permanent job, and he's really milking that shot of the hotel there in the sunset. So,
boy, if you don't see that on the news tonight, something's wrong.
Take that to art class and you get an A.
little production class here tonight, along with Brennan, and he's our cameraman, a little bit of an engineer here tonight as well. Appreciate Barrett back home in the Centricom studios, keeping this on the air for us for your enjoyment. Here we go, 3rd down and a long 4 for the Rabbits. In motion, Johnny Hatch from right to left. Back to pass, Lovell, got to get rid of it. Here's the screen, and this should go for some good yardage as he comes across the 50 and tripped up at the 47 on a 1st down. It'll be a gain. Well, we'll see how far they give him. It's a gain of nearly 7 yards. It is a 1st down. I thought that was going to go a lot more.
But, Ken, all they had to have was one block there, and that was in the end zone. And I think both linemen went to the same person, and they left one guy, which ended up making the tackle because there was nobody there. That should have been a touchdown right there.
Nice play call there by Coach Russ Fowles. Gives Delta a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Judge. Double tights. Here's the give. Almanza, and he's going to get a yard, and that's about it. And he's driven all the way back to about the 45-yard line. Nice job there up the middle for Judge, I believe.
That's 56 in on that play, and he was standing right in the hole there.
I believe it's Micah is the last name, and he really is a horse. Did a nice job filling the hole.
Yeah.
I believe that's Ricky
Maka, yeah.
Maka. We apologize if we slip on a name or two. Timeout taken on the field. Delta with a 2nd down and 9 when they come back here from the break. 1:27 to go. At the half, we'll talk a little bit about some of the other games going on tonight. Talk about the rankings as well throughout the state, who's where, and a little other information. They told me you would come with a lot of really insightful, knowledge, things here to share with the folks tonight. I'm excited.
I forgot that I was supposed to do that. Minute 27 should be a big boost for Delta if they could get even some points out of this drive.
So here we go, 2nd down and 9. 1:27 to go. Back to pass. Bracken Lovell got a man open and overshoots. What? I was just going to say there may be a flag coming on that one, and there is. The receiver, the ball was too high, and then the receiver really took a pop from the. I don't know if it was the safety coming over.
It was helmet to helmet there, which is what they're really trying to stay away from. And boy, he was popped.
I think that was Austin Chappell, the intended receiver at the 31. Went up, tried to pull it in, couldn't. And then he got hit pretty good, and there were 2 flags to come in from both officials. So and this, I think, will be a personal foul on 15.
And he was kind of stretched out there as the ball was thrown just a little bit high. I think what he'll do is go back to Bracken. He'll say, hey, buddy, if you're going to send me down over the middle, you bring that pass down a little bit so I'm not so vulnerable there.
And if you're Coach Cordova, you're not upset with your DB because he made a nice hard hit.
Yeah. But that's one of the things with the concussions and things that are going on these days. They just don't.
They are trying to protect everybody a little more now.
Absolutely.
So it gives Delta 1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line of Judge. And here's the pitch. Johnny Hatch has a blocker in front. That's Almanza taking on 2 people. And Hatch gets to about the 27, and now a flag comes in from the defensive backfield. Let's see what this is going to be.
Well, if we just could have got that second man in, that's like I tell you, there's one for everybody out there blocking when they run that.
Almanza was trying, he was doing his best. There was 2 defenders he was trying to take care of.
And one he's going to meet, that's the offside safety. But one of them broke loose from his block, or otherwise you're in good shape.
They will wave off the flag, so it is a gain of 3. And again, it looked like it was a play that was going to go for big yardage, but Judge has got some speed.
Yeah, they do.
And they close in a hurry.
You bet.
So the clock is stopped. That's a little bit of a break. Now they'll say, let's wind it, and they haven't yet, so it's Delta. If they'll hurry a little bit here, they're going to save a few seconds.
Yeah,
1:10.
that bodes well for Delta.
Double wide formation. Here's Bracken. Again, back to pass. Rolls to his right. Steps up, puts it over the middle, incomplete at the 20. I think he was looking for, excuse me, I'm not sure who he was looking for. I was going to say, I think he was looking to the outside receiver. There was a trailing receiver, and it kind of fell in between the 2. So it will stop the clock with a minute to go in this first half. Delta looking to tie this thing up. 7-0. Judge leads it in what has been a defensive battle to this point.
And I don't know, Ken, who they even have kicking this year, and does he have enough leg to kick a 30?
Well, I believe Victor Almanza is the kicker. He's a great soccer player. Here's a pass out in the flat, complete. Johnny Hatch dives. Did he get the first down? It'll be close. I was hoping he would dive a little bit forward. Stepped out, and I think he's going to be a yard short.
He would have about a 38 yard field goal. And I think Coach Fowles is going to elect to see if he can't get that first down.
So for Delta, this may be the biggest offensive play of the game up to this point. With 54 seconds to go in the half, they need a yard for a first down.
They're lining up to kick the field goal.
I
didn't even.
Bracken Lovell will be the holder. This will be a 39-yard field goal attempt. Here's the kick. It is up. It's long enough. And just wide left. He had plenty of foot on that one.
He had plenty of foot to go in from 50 easily on that. That would hit up quite high on those end bleachers, and just unfortunate because it sure looked good from here. Boy, that's kind of nice to know that you have a weapon that you can kick one that far. Boy, that was a nice leg.
Plenty of distance. I thought it was above the upright even as it went through that end zone, just a little wide left. But I agree with you. And that's the reason you play these preseason games, to see
exactly
where your strengths are, what you got to work on. That's something that may come back.
You bet.
That will help them later on.
Extra points and any points you can get off those kicks are just incredibly valuable.
So Judge, after a defensive stand, they take it first down and 10, and they miss wide left. Xavier Price, the intended receiver, put the ball a little bit wide. Three for 6 now is Aiden Auer throwing the ball for 56 yards. He does have a 29-yard touchdown pass that accounts for the only score. Auer out in the flat right side. Complete at the 20. And a nice open field tackle at the 25 there by the Rabbits. And I believe, was that Pelly on the catch? It is. And because he was taken down inbounds, Coach Cordova is forced to take a timeout right here with 39 seconds to go in the first half. Coming to you live from the campus of Judge Memorial Catholic High School here in Salt Lake City, Utah. We are at McCarthy Stadium. Beautiful stadium here on the high school campus. You talk about Delta having the premier venue in basketball with the Palladium. This is one of the nicer venues for football in Utah, for high school football, simply because of the aesthetics, the beautiful setting there, the new artificial turf field, plenty of seating. Even though both sides, both fans from either team, they have to sit on the same side, it's okay because there's so much seating here available. And it's very steep, so you're up high where you can see. So out of the timeout, Judge will face a 3rd down and 5 from their own 25-yard line. 3 wide receivers set. And back to pass. Auer over the middle, got a man open. It is complete at the midfield stripe to the 40 to 30. It's a foot race to the end zone. Touchdown. 75 yards on the completion from Auer.
And wow, Ken, that's just what the doctor did not want if you're from Delta, is let them score right at the end of the game, especially they get the ball start the second half. So that just kind of taints all of the hard work that you've done in the first half. Just very unfortunate.
I believe that was Papunu on the catch. And you saw the speed of the receiver as he just went right down the middle and nobody could catch him.
Yeah, you know, that's especially at this time of the game even, Ken. I mean, any time for that matter, you just, as safeties, you know, you just can't let anybody pass behind you. That's all there is to it. And quarterback just dropped straight back and threw that tight end going right straight down the middle, and there it was.
So Judge takes it 80 yards in 3 plays. Of course, the big strike there to Papunu from Auer, 75 yards, and all of a sudden it's 14-0. Judge on top. What has been a real defensive battle, all of a sudden Judge gets the 2-score lead here. One play gets him 75 yards and a score. So we'll see if Delta can get some kind of a return here with just 28 seconds to go in this first half. So Tim Hemmersmeyer will tee this up from his own 40. And he does have a great leg. From his own 40, and Delta set to return this from their own 5. So here we go. Here's the kick, end over end, taken at the 3-yard line, and Delta brings it up the middle and swarmed under by a host of tacklers. Wow. Just nowhere to go for the return. And Delta will come out First down and 10. I think that was Brandon Cahoon on the return.
Well, that really did hurt, Ken. That was a dagger right there before the half.
From their own 17-yard line, 20 seconds to go in this first half. Delta really has played a pretty decent ball game here, other than just giving up that last pass. Here is kind of a reverse option pitch coming around left to right, and the ball carrier hit hard at the 20, I believe. On the carry was Derek Burton coming from a receiver position across left to right. Holding, though, is going to negate the gain, and it's going to push this ball back inside the 10-yard line. .11 seconds to go. And you'd say, well, maybe just take a knee and get out of here, but Judge has 2 timeouts left, so they're gonna have to try and run a play. They wind it. Let's see if Judge decides to let the clock run out.
Well, they're not starting it, even though the guy's just winding it to beat the band.
There they go. Let's see if Delta runs one more play. Down to 6, down to 5. Bracken will take a snap. First back through off the left tackle, a gain of a couple, and that will bring his first half to an end. As things were looking pretty promising. Judge will go to the locker room with a 14-0 halftime lead. But I was going to say, Coach, Delta, it was a 7-0 game, and Delta had the 39-yard field goal attempt that was just barely wide left. He knocks that through. It's 7-3. Probably, well, I shouldn't say probably, but there's a good chance it's going to end that way at the half.
Not a good chance. You've got to have it end that way with only, less than 30 seconds to go in the game. And, I don't know what kind of coverage they were in, so it's hard to second guess what that is. It looked like they were in some kind of a cover 2 without a free safety down the middle, and that's just one of those, probably a blown coverage again, because you've got to think the only thing that can possibly hurt you is a long pass right there. So somebody's got to just be back there and make sure they don't get behind you.
So again, as we go to the half, we want to thank and Signal, your Verizon wireless store in Delta. Stop by, they can take care of you, hook you up with the latest wireless devices, the new iPhone. I know you pack an iPhone, I pack an iPhone. We stay connected.
You pack an iPhone, I pack an iPhone. All for one, one for all. Everyone's got an iPhone. Except for Brennan, he's got a U phone.
Coach, as we look at the numbers here for the half, Delta has actually run 7 more offensive plays than has Judge here tonight.
And that's why they've kept this game close, because you've kept Judge off the field. And so, boy, you just keep going back, and I'm sure that's what they'll harp on at halftime. How did you let them behind you at that stage of the half? I mean, any time, but at that stage in the first half. But, boy, and that just gives momentum to Judge. They get the ball starting the second half, and like I say, kind of negates all the real hard, good work that defense especially has done.
I'll total up some numbers here for you and let you see as far as offensively how things have been going. Rushing the ball for Judge tonight, they have they've given it to the ball carrier 14 different times, 67 yards on the ground. And as far as passing tonight, 5 of 8 is our on the evening, 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. So coming into this ball game, Coach, they did have 3 touchdowns passing, but I believe they had 5 interceptions coming in. We really thought that what we'd see from Judge would be more on the ground. We thought that's where their bread and butter would be. But instead tonight, it really has been through the air, 136 yards through the air, and both touchdowns coming, one of them on a 29-yard pass reception, one of them on a 75-yard pass.
And you don't know if that's because of something they saw, something they scouted, something they liked, or if that's just Delta maybe selling out, because, as I say, when you run a cover 2, you've got one more person that you can put in the box up there, so they obviously have, you know, depending on what they have those short corners do, they've got maybe 7, possibly even 9 in the box, and that just bodes well to take care of the run, but opens up somebody going deep on you once in a while.
And here's the Delta numbers for you in the first half. How about this, Coach? The Rabbits had 25 carries here tonight for 62 yards. They are 3 of 7 throwing the ball for 24 yards and the 1 INT. So total on the evening of 86 total yards for the Rabbits. And for Judge, they are over 200 yards tonight. 203 yards total offense. So that's a little deceiving because 75 of them came right there on their last offensive play.
And bottom line is, doesn't matter all of that. You know, sometimes they tell the story, sometimes they don't tell the story. Bottom line, scores 14-0, and Judge Memorial gets the ball. So I think it's crucial that Delta come out and stop them, because you give them 21-0, then all of a sudden they think, wow, this is fun, and sometimes they can really get it going, because they certainly have the personnel to do this. But
so let's take a look at our scoreboard here at our halftime show. Some of the games going on around the state. First off, let's go to the 2A North. Gunnison leading Layton Christian 12-6 with 7:29 to go in the second. How about Millard all over American Leadership Academy, 32-0, and they are only halfway through the second quarter. So the Eagles doing a nice job tonight. Summit Academy trailing North Summit 13-6 in the second quarter. The 2A South Enterprise all over Parowan 35-0 in the second. San Juan 33-0 over North Sevier also in the second. And South Sevier leading Grand 21-7. Jump up into the 3AA up in the north. Juan Diego leading Ben Lowman 17-0. They're still in the first quarter. Tooele leads Bear River 21-7. And Stansbury and Uwinna 7-6. Stansbury with the 1-point lead down in the south. Desert Hills right now, a little bit of a surprise to me, Coach. Desert Hills leads Cedar 24-0. They still have 6 minutes to go in the second quarter.
So is that not supposed to be is Cedar supposed to be really good? I really haven't been
Well, I thought they'd be a little
track,
more competitive than that. In
what
the second,
did you say the score was?
24-0,
Wow.
Desert Hills leading.
Yeah, that Desert Hills got some great athletes down there, though, so sometimes they can get it rolling.
Snow Canyon trails Pineview 28-0 in the second, and Hurricane 4 better than Payson 10-6. Some of the schools up north, Fremont over Layton 7-0, Northridge trails Viewmont 17-10, and in Region 4, American Fork touchdown better than Riverton 14-7. Harriman leads Lone Peak 13-0 at the half, and Westlake over Lehigh 7-0. Logan right now 27-0 over Ogden. A couple other scores to throw your way. Corner Canyon 27-0 over Mountain View in the second. Murray leads Orem 21-0. And Timpanogos trails Skyline 21-13 in the second. Region 8 score, Provo trails Wasatch 7-0. Springville 7-0 over Spanish Fork. And Timpview 21-14 over Salem Hills in the second quarter. How about Bingham, Coach? Last week they went down into Vegas to take on the #1 team in the country and was an eyelash away from upsetting that #1 team. They lost in overtime by 3. Right now, Bingham leads Hunter 35-0, but wow.
Yeah. Bingham's got a great team. I don't know if nationally what they're ranked. I don't know anything about that, but they do have a great program. They've got kids that want to go there from all parts of the Salt Lake area, and you know, once you get it going like that, it's a pretty tough gig to beat.
Cottonwood 21-7 over Copper Hills. Dixie leads Canyon View 21-10. Juab right now, how about this one? About a minute to go in the second quarter. Juab leads Grantsville 14-0. And Manti stepping out of state, taking on Shelley, Idaho. Just about to go to half, and Shelley, Idaho leads 7-6. Of course, Manti in the 3A South with Delta. Maple Mountain trails Pleasant Grove 14-12 in the second. Kanab shutting out Monticello 20-0. Morgan leads Granger 14-0, almost at the half. And just starting the second quarter, North Sanpete leads Carbon 7-0. Park City trails Union 17-7. And Richfield ahead of Emory in the second quarter, 14-6. Emory a common opponent for Delta as well. South Summit 7-0 over Beaver. Taylorsville 14-0 over Olympus. And it's kind of a rundown throughout some of the scores. Big night in high school football here throughout the state of Utah. And of course, Delta, this is a practice game. Judge is in the 3A North, Delta in the 3A South. And the common opponents, well, I shouldn't say common opponents, but the region opponents that will count for Delta, obviously, Juab. That will be Delta's next opponent. It'll be homecoming for the Rabbits next week. Juab will be in town, but they've got the Wasps. They've also got North Sanpete, Manti, as well, Richfield and Canyon View. Those are the teams in the 3A South. And Delta looking to get back into the playoffs this year. But not an easy game on the schedule. Delta still with opponents that are ranked ahead of them. They're playing the #1 team here tonight. They've got Juab next week, who is the 3rd ranked team in the state. Then they've got Manti, who is ranked 4th in the state. So it doesn't get any easier.
No, and there's what, 12? Is there 12 teams in the 3A?
In the whole 3A.
And so, you know, there's not many that aren't quality teams. So doesn't get any easier.
Again, there's your beautiful view out across the valley, looking out to the west, as Brennan does a nice job with the camera here tonight. Gives you a great view of the Salt Lake Valley. This is the place, they tell me. Good to have you with us here on local Channel 10 TV. Centricom, the new home of Delta High Athletics, will be bringing you all of Delta's football games. We'll have a few volleyball games. And then as we move into the winter sports, we'll bring you basketball, some wrestling as well. Should be a lot of fun. And we appreciate Centricom. Any of the games you would like, you can go back and watch the archived version. See how we did, see how the team did. Alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen. Appreciate you being with us here tonight. Brennan on the camera as well. So again, in that first half, Delta was playing them pretty tough. It was 0-0 throughout the first quarter until 5:22 to go in the second. Judge got on an 8-play, 70-yard drive. It was capped off by a 29-yard pass completion from Auer to Nick Klein. Nothing kick was good, and then just before the half, 28 seconds to go in the half, Auer is able to connect with Papunu. 75-yard pass completion to cap a 80-yard drive, 3 plays and a touchdown. The kick was good, and so, gosh, it just, you know, took a little bit of the wind out of Delta as they were playing this #1 team so tough to give up a 75-yard play with just 28 seconds to go. That's a tough one, simply because this is no disrespect to Delta's offense, but Delta really isn't a quick strike offense. Now, they can get it. Don't get me wrong. They're set up to get a quick one, but Delta's offense is more of a ball control, take time off the clock, 5 yards, 6 yards, whatever it might be, and move it down the field. So you hate to get too far behind, because then you've got to maybe go to some things that you maybe not be quite as comfortable with.
No question about it. You hit that just right on the head, and that's why it's a tall order, especially against a big physical team that also has athletes that can run.
So again, you're looking live across the Salt Lake Valley here as Coach Fowles and I come to you from Judge Memorial Catholic High School. As I mentioned, we are currently located up on the east bench, just a stone's throw from the University of Utah. We are on 650 South, 11th East is where this school is located, a private school. And we told you we were going to tell you a little bit about this program here early in the game. Again, James Cordova, the head coach in his 11th year, 65 and 51 overall. Judge with 18 region championships throughout the year, or throughout the years in those 87 years. 41 playoff appearances for the Bulldogs. 9 state championships up here, which matches Delta. Delta also with 9.
Yeah, the Judge Memorial used to be a team I can remember back when I was just a kid. When they were first coming on, even when they were an all-male school, they were very tough in just about everything, but because that's how they had twice as many kids as everybody else, because their enrollment was all male. But yeah, they were tough as long as I remember.
Of course, they won the 3A, the inaugural 3A state championship last year. They defeated Manti 36-22 to claim that trophy. And they're just coming off of a 28-10 victory over Park City. And Delta, those of you that are watching that maybe aren't quite as familiar with Delta, Coach Russ Fowles, he is in his second year. Took over for Coach Russ Henry. He's 1-1 on the year this year, 4-6 last season. Delta, over the years, Coach, 30 region championships, 52 playoff appearances, a playoff record of 63 and 43, and as I mentioned, 9 state championships. Of course, you were a part of 5 of those, and so you know the feeling of being down there. A lot of times, maybe the underdog, the undersized, but one thing about the Rabbits, there's never been a question as far as heart, determination, and effort. That's always there. And tonight, I'm sure, I don't know if there's a lot of adjustments to be made, maybe a little bit in the secondary there to make sure they don't give up that big play, but they really played a pretty good game there in the first half.
Like I say, as physical as Judge Memorial is for the undersized Delta people to hold them, especially in where you've been talking about in the trenches, has just been very, very impressive. And so hopefully they can keep that up, but got to find a way to score points in the second half.
You know, got to give credit to the people up front for Delta. David Skeena, the senior, wearing 51. Mark Denbo as well. He wears 52. They are outsized, but they have really, really done a nice job. Along with Bodie Draper, of course, is down there. Russell Styler. They really have held their own fairly well. You look at it, Coach. Judge with 67 yards rushing. Delta's done a nice job defending the ball carrier. We're about a minute and a half away from getting this second half underway. If you're a Delta Rabbit fan, the discouraging thing is not only giving up that long pass play there at the end of the half, you got to kick this one away. Yeah. Judge will have it to open the second half as well.
And I think Judge is maybe saying to themselves, geez, we've had some success throwing the ball behind them, so they may come out and do a little bit more of that. On the other hand, Delta certainly can't. You know, they've got to play that run, or Judge is big enough to just kind of run over the top of you. So it's kind of a hard decision. What are you going to emphasize here in the second half?
Brett Walker as well, a sophomore, getting some valuable experience. He's done a nice job in there as well. I apologize if we've missed a few. Our offensive sheets that tells us where everybody is did not make the trip here with us, as we just about have to rent a truck to travel now. Yeah, wish you'd get us one. Let's paint a big,
I've got a truck,
local Channel 10 on
got
the
it
side.
up here, and haven't got it to use. So
again, we hope you enjoy the broadcast right here on local Channel 10. Centricom leading the way now for Delta High Athletics. Wherever you may be watching in here tonight, you've caught us on the link through Desert News, KSL, wherever it might be. Good to have you with us here on a Friday night. Boy, Coach, I don't know if we've had a more perfect picture night than right here this evening, as that sun has now set over in the west, the lights flickering off in the distance. Now, I will say this, as beautiful as this is, didn't enjoy all the traffic getting in.
Yeah.
A little bit of an experience for us country boys coming up through I-15 and in. But a beautiful setting here tonight. And again, our thanks to all the wonderful folks here from Judge Memorial Catholic High School for making our stay enjoyable and accommodating us. So here we go as Delta will kick this ball away. Derek Burton will start things off as he'll kick it away from his own 40-yard line. Line drive kick, going to hit at the 8, picked up there. And the ball carrier with a head of steam up across the 30, 35, and the 40-yard line is where they will mark Xavier Price down. He is a 6'3", 185-pound junior, size and quickness.
Had quite a few flags in this ball game too that have really hurt Judge Memorial, and here's another one. Going to take that return back another 10 yards to the 30-yard line, so a little bit of aid for the Rabbits.
So it will take it back to the 30. Judge leading 14-0. Will come out. One lone setback. Now they'll bring the back from the left side across. Here is the give. And a nice gain of nearly 10 yards and a first down by Sport Holamaka.
For the Bulldogs, number 1, Sport Holamaka. That's good for a Bulldog. First down.
77 yards now rushing for Judge. First play into this second half. And a give. Oh, I was going to say give to Holamaka, but they fake the handoff. Fooled me and fooled a couple of players as Auer takes it ahead for a gain of 8.
And that's the only thing he could have done with that, because he ran motion towards him, used that motion man as a blocker to seal the inside linebacker, and did a very good job of it, did he. And so had nobody to pitch to, so all he could have done was turn it up. So well conceived, well designed play.
Second down and 2, Coach. Maybe a chance for Auer to look to air it out again.
Well, Delta, you notice now is in a cover 3 again.
And they will. Down the ball, wide open and complete at the 25. This will go for a score. Xavier Price with the catch. "51 yards is what they say as we figure out the yardage. Touchdown, and now, wow, Auer.
Who was that, Ken? Because he was just...
Xavier Price, wearing number, I believe, 17 on the catch.
As boy, he just ran past the DB.
187 yards throwing the ball tonight. As they had the second down and 2, they knew they could take a shot at it. Here's the kick on the extra point. It's up and it's good.
It's good. With 10:38 remaining in the third period.
So that's a 70-yard drive once again in 3 plays.
And so, Ken, you obviously, they've talked about this a little, and I'm sure those receivers have told him, hey, just let me run down there. And you can see here on the replay, it's, I mean, he's 5-7 yards just running right past him. That DB's got to turn and run quicker, or he's just going to get run past like that.
A little bit of a surprise for Judge, for us anyway, as they have 3 touchdowns all through the air. They've got a pass completion for 29 yards and a score, 75 yards and the score, and now 70 yards and the score.
Boy, is that going to bode well for the stats of this quarterback here from Judge.
Wow. Yeah, as we mentioned at the half, he was 5 of 8 for 136 yards, 2 TDs. Now 6 of 9 for 187 and 3 TDs.
That's almost incredible. He's going to have a passer rating that's very good.
So it'll be Tim Hemmersmeyer. I'm sure I missed the name on that one, but here's the kick. Beautiful Kick to the far side away from the intended receiver, and he has to pick it up at the 1 yard line and going to get buried back at about the 3. Boy, that was placed perfectly. There wasn't much the return man could do with that one. You chance it, let it go, and maybe it bounces out at the 1, or you hope it goes into the end zone. Well, I don't know, Coach.
As deep as that was, I believe I would have taken that chance because it could have bounced out of bounds, which would have got the ball at the 30 or 35 yard line. And if it didn't, you're really not out anything because he went straight sideways and only got it out the, well, they gave him almost to the 4 yard line. So
Delta backed up in the shadows, as they say, of their own goal post here. 1st and 10, trailing 21-0 with over 10.5 to go in this third quarter. A game that was very competitive all of a sudden is a 3-score lead early in this second half.
Yeah, and Judge Memorial, you can tell, is just gaining all kind of momentum and confidence. And you're going to have a rough time, I think, just pounding that ball in there. And you know, when they run the double tight set, you do have an extra blocker to run the ball, but you also bring an extra defensive man down inside with you. And so sometimes, especially with quick hitters, you can sneak with that, with it spread out.
Gain of 2 out to the 5 yard line brings up 2nd down and 8. Double wide formation as Delta with that inverted wishbone. Here's Brackenlevel, keeps it himself. Moving the pile out to the 10.
Yeah, did a great job of moving everybody as small as Bracken is, kept his feet moving. And
gain of 5, even almost 6 yards. In fact, we'll give him 6 on the carry.
And that kind of got him at least with a little bit of breathing room if they can somehow sneak this first down right here.
3rd and a long 2, we'll call it. Clock running, 9:27 and counting here in the third quarter. This time double tights. Lovell.
I believe he's got
I think he got
down.
it. Yeah, as that's Victor Almanza squirting ahead.
I don't know
for
if
a gain of 4.
Yeah, I don't know. They gave him the first down. I don't know if that's going to give him where he was or where he bounced to, but just
I was
the first down.
Kind of waiting as well to see what was going to happen there. Delta now with 74 yards rushing here in the ball game. They do have 24 yards passing. New set of downs. Delta started at their own 3 on this drive, trying to work it upfield. Brackenlevel fakes the handoff and then reverses back off the right tackle for a gain of a couple, maybe 3, out to the 17. But again, this is what I was talking about, Coach. This is what Delta likes to do.
But you just don't have enough time
right
in this game when you're down 3 scores.
And let's see if maybe they can bust one. Lovell pitches it. Almanza cuts it back inside, avoids 1 tackle, 2, and then taken down pretty hard at the 22. Now here comes a late flag.
Yeah, and I think it's helmet to helmet again because he was popped coming up through there. And I think that's just what they're going to call. That's because I was just going to comment, this Judge team is not shy. Yeah, they're going to have personal foul, helmet to helmet.
So that's going to give Delta 15 yards after about a 5, even 6 yard gain, and this will get Delta healthy as far as field position is concerned.
Yeah. And that's just what they called the helmet to helmet. I was going to say this Judge team is not shy. They'll hit you. There's no question they'll hit you, but you do have to keep your helmet to helmet out of that contact.
Little bit, I know your favorite team last night, BYU, was playing, and the Bills kid back in the secondary, boy, he really lowered the boom, and they talked a lot about the BYU defensive backs. They will come in and hit you. Bronco Mendenhall wanted a little more physical play this year, and he's getting it, and they drew a couple of flags last night as well. And Judge, very physical.
They played Houston. Who was it?
Good win for the Cougars last night as they stay undefeated. Here's the first down and 10. Back to pass. Beautiful design play. Johnny Hatch out at the 40 across to about the 43-yard line. That's a nice gain of nearly 7.
I just like how you snuck that in there. There's a team right up here close where we are. It's undefeated, too.
You know, we came behind it. I was a little surprised as we drove. As we came in, we came up Footfield Drive, drove down past the University of Utah. Nobody around. Nobody at the stadium. Nobody on the practice field. I'm not sure what was going on.
Well, when we win 2 in a row, we don't practice.
Here's the second down play. Look at this. Nice little nifty move. Victor Almanza, I believe, has the first down, a gain of 4. And, of course, I am a Utah fan as well. Had my Utah shirt on yesterday at the JV game. Took a little grief from the superintendent.
Yeah, they went to kicking you out, and that's we're going to impeach the superintendent if he does that again.
2-0. Utah Utes are, and I believe they've got a bye this week. And then next week, I believe, I'm not sure who they got coming. They start into league play. You usually follow that. Here's another nice gain of almost 5, maybe 4 yards off this left tackle.
And I do like one thing, Ken, is Delta hasn't panicked and just felt like they have to get it all back in a hurry. You know, you've still got time as long as you're doing what they're doing now, you know, getting 5-7-3, 5-7-3, stuff like that. You can score.
Daxton Johnson, the up back on the left side on that carry. Here's the option. If they get a block, get outside. There goes Almanza. First down as he's knocked down at about the 42-yard line. That's a nice play.
And that clock stops. And so, yeah, I'm very impressed with how they're just methodically getting it down. If you can get one in this third quarter, the problem is you've got to have Judge Memorial make a mistake. And at all costs, can't let him run one past you again.
First down and 10 from the 42-yard line of Judge. Clock running, 6:35 left in this third quarter. 21-0. Judge on top with 2 big pass plays of 70 and 75. Here's a little give, and oh, boy. I was going to say this may go, but then there was a flag on the far side. It'll kill the play.
Yeah, Delta's wide
motion.
Tight end over there was in motion.
And you can't, Coach, I know it's only a 5-yard penalty, but you just can't afford to start 1st and 15 now.
I agree, because Delta, like you say, if you get 5-4-5 here, you're still not. Although they may be in 4-down territory, I wouldn't be surprised he's looking at it that way at this point. But yeah, sometimes a 5-yard penalty is just a killer.
And Coach, we're looking. Let's go with this play, and then I'll come back to an observation. Here's a pitch. Almanza cuts it back inside. Across the 45, 40, still going forward close to the 35 of Judge. That's a gain of 13.
Okay, and what you saw there, Ken, is kind of what I've been harping on a little bit. You ran that option to a split receiver side. You had one with a good angle on both of those outside guys. So Victor could have decided what he did right there, and he ended up turning it back inside for a big gain.
There comes big 77 off the field there. Again, that is Mason Knight, 6'6", 330. I was going to say right below us, look at the difference in the line up front for Judge and up front for Delta. Huge size disadvantage, and Delta doing a nice job handling the big people up front, getting some good yardage. Here's a gain of 3. Daxton Johnson on the carry, close to a first down.
And you're definitely in 4-down territory now. So Delta will take 2 yards, and I still like spread that thing out, run that option to that split receiver side, and have a blocker for each one of them. That's, I think, your best chance to break one and get it in the end zone.
That was Noah Ellis, 6'5", 280-pound sophomore that made the tackle there. So you got Ellis here on the right side of that defense.
Got to get his dad a job.
Knight at 330 as well up there. Here we go, 3rd down and a yard. Here's the give. And it depends on the spot.
He actually lost a little bit of yardage right there, I believe, Ken.
I was going to say, Coach, if they'd have gone first back through, Daxton Johnson would have had the first down.
Yeah. And that delay was just enough to let the big fella, like you say, 75, Ellis just reached out and bear hugged him and threw him on the ground.
Noah Ellis, 6'5" sophomore, 280. Knight is 330. He's out for just a moment. Also on the field, John Garlinghouse, he is 6 foot 205, a little smaller on the line up there. So here we go. Delta goes for it. They have to, down 21, 4th down and a yard. And they try to draw Judge, but they're disciplined. They don't jump. And Coach Russ Fowles will take a timeout to talk about this one. 4:07 to go here in this third quarter, and Delta with a pretty nice drive going right here. They face a 4th down and 1. What do you call here, Coach?
Well, I know what I call, but that's irrelevant. I'm gonna run the motion to a split receiver side and pull it out and pitch it, because I just think that's your best chance. I think they're gonna, they know there's only a yard to go. Yeah, they're gonna sell out up front, and I think that not only you would have a chance to get that first down, I think you have a chance to break it, because you do have a blocker for every single person out there. So if they maintain him, there's no sense in him running until he reaches that offside safety. But that's irrelevant. I don't know what Coach Fowles will do.
The big question is, at the end of this thing, where are you taking me to dinner?
Well, Brennan's talking Texas Roadhouse, and I'm okay with that. But we'll just have to get this thing going.
So here we go. Big down for Delta. They really need a score to get back into this, trading 21-0. 4th down and 1. Double tight formation. Oh, Coach, I was just going to say, did you call it right?
If he'd have pitched it, he got the first down.
Yep.
He elected to turn it up, and he's going to be a little bit of a loss. And
boy, that's too bad, because they ran what you were talking about, and it was there. If he does pitch it, I think they go for good yardage.
Yeah, he goes for good yardage, but very unfortunate, because I think Bracken thought that he had some room there to get the first down. You tell your quarterback, especially in a situation like that, if you can get that first down, don't take a chance on pitching it, But just unfortunate that
the judge defenders came up and did a nice job stopping him, not letting him get the first down. So the Bulldogs take over on their own 34-yard line. Here's the pitch. And around that left side, it's just a foot race. Can Hatch get him? He'll corral him and throw him out of bounds at about the 49. It's a gain of 15 for the speedsters. I believe that is Kason Papunu.
And one reason why that's going to be successful for Judge right now is the corner on that side, after getting beat for the touchdown, is about 10, 12 yards off the ball. And so I don't know what blocking scheme they have, but if indeed.
How about the speed?
Back in a cover 3 here.
How about the speed on this Judge team, Coach? Now here's Auer. He'll keep it himself around the right side, inside the 45, and dives to the 41, close to a first down.
Yeah, pretty good open field tackle right there, too. He stopped and hoping they'd overrun him, but he did a good job making that tackle.
And that'll put Judge over the century mark, rushing the ball at 108 yards.
You can tell Judge is they're getting a little better as time's going on here, Ken, and so they you can tell by the time playoffs comes, they're going to be a pretty good team. Even though some of those kids are huge, they're young too, so they're just going to get better and better.
So again, Aiden Auer under center. Gives it to his tailback. He'll pick up about 4 and a first down again. Palamaka gets him the first down. And Coach, now Judge 1 yard away from 300 total yards of offense.
Well, when you throw a 70 and a 75-yard touchdown pass, you don't have to do a whole lot to get that.
First down and 10 from the 38 of Delta. Auer again in the wing T formation. He brings that left back across. Now back to pass is Auer out in the flat. Complete inside the 15.
And there again,
25 yards, I believe.
I'm thinking that may have been a wheel route out there, Ken. I'd have to see it again to make sure. But if he just runs that little flare out in the flat and then turns it up and right between the safety and the short corner that's out there, and boy, he was wide open.
So first down and 10 from just inside the 15 of Delta, and then Redwell here.
Yeah, great job there by Delta.
I'll tell you who it was if I can get a look. See a number.
Looks like number 47, but he's not on the roster, so. Zach Dutson.
Yeah, how about Jack Dutson coming in? Sophomore.
Oh, Jack
doing a nice job right
did
there.
Just what he was supposed to. There's your backup quarterback playing up in the meat of things, too. So
that's a loss of 1 on the play. .212 yards passing now for Judge Memorial. 111 on the ground. under 2 to go here in the third quarter. Palamaka up the middle. Struggles ahead for a gain of about 3. And it'll bring up a third down, and Delta would certainly needs to get a stop here defensively and force a field goal attempt. Mark Denbo flexing his muscles to hanging in there, even though he is obviously outweighed there. I believe he looks across the line at big Mason Knight. Knight, coach,
yeah,
6'6", 330.
Yeah, I was going to say that center, number 51, he just doesn't look like a very big kid. He's 6 foot and 205 pounds, and that's just so there's.
Oh, and Delta missed the chance at a sack. Auer's going to keep it and dives to about the, well, we'll wait the 7. He will be short of the first down. So the Rabbits did a good job there. I didn't see who the number was, but they come flying over the top, just missed him.
Yeah. And I thought he had the first down there, Ken, just because I'm so used to looking at the TV yellow line for that first down.
Yeah.
That's their soccer area there. So
Judge going to go for it, 4th down and 3. The ball, as you mentioned, just inside at the 7, and touchdown, but it's going to come back, I think. I don't know, unless they're calling a roughing penalty. The flag, nope, illegal shift against Judge. This will take points off the board.
They all didn't get set in time. Guy went in motion just a little bit quick.
Sometimes that hurry-up offense,
yeah, you bet,
gets a little bit in the way, and it did right there.
Boy, and they had the right play call and executed it well to get it in. But
so a break there for the Rabbits, as now Coach Cordova is saying, let's go ahead and kick this one. This will be a 29-yard field goal attempt. Snap is a good one. The hold's down. The kick is up, and no good. He hooked it to the right. So Delta got the stop that they needed right there to keep this a 3-score game, 21-0, with 33 seconds to go here in this third quarter.
And so you talk about how big is a 5-yard illegal procedure penalty right there. It just took absolute 7 points off the board.
Took the 7 off, and then take the 3 off because they don't convert there.
Yeah.
So here come the Rabbits from their own 20. Let's see if they can get something going on this drive. Delta had it down to the 30 on the last drive.
As they did last time. It was a 5-yard penalty again. Ended up being the difference there as well. And what was so important about capitalizing on that drive, Ken, is now you're going to be into the 4th quarter, and now you almost don't have time to just go ahead and take 6-7 minutes and drive it down.
Victor Almanza on the carry, picks up 3. Delta with a respectable 115 yards rushing against the number 1 team. Yet the trail here as the third quarter comes to an end, 21-0. Judge leads it. As they go to the break again, our thanks to and Signal. In Delta, your Verizon wireless store. Stop by and they can help you with all of your iPhone needs, your wireless needs. Mr. Brad Lurcher is very good to work with us. He provides us with the wireless air card so we can stream on the road, and that's just what we're using tonight. We are streaming on a Verizon wireless air card provided by N-Signal there in Delta.
Yeah, Brad's a pretty good supporter of Delta High Athletics. Got some kids coming up that are going to help us, and brings his A game to the golf course whenever I see him out there as well. Kind of like you. He can hit it.
I can say, are you going to talk about my A game?
He can hit it a long way. Not quite as far as you, but I don't know of anybody that can.
Mine's not an A, mine's an ah. Because every time I hit it, I go, ah.
You go, ah, what? You really want me to tell? Yours is ah, and mine's oh.
I noticed I haven't been invited lately to play, and I understand why.
I told you got to bring your own balls, but if you
I was going to say, I know it's not fun traipsing out through the stickers and the weeds looking for my ball all the time.
Well, I hit one last night. Went out with Coach Henry and Mike Corey and hit a ball on number 17, kind of towards a bush on the side of the fairway there, and we couldn't find it, and it was 3 feet up in the bush, just right in the craw of that little tree, so I couldn't hit it. So that's where I hit him. I'm a humanitarian. I hit him to the bushes.
You could be playing on the senior tour if you'd like. Second down and 7. Keeping it level. He's going to race to the outside. Gets the corner and dives ahead for the first down out at the 35-yard line, a gain of 12.
Boy, Bracken did a good job that time of hiding that ball. He made a great fake, put it on his hip, and just slowly turned, which is important. Sometimes quarterbacks get so hurried to think they have to get outside that they forget that that fake is what's going to get you to the corner. So he did a good job there.
New set of downs for the Rabbits from their own 35-yard line. Again, alongside Coach Dean Fowles, I'm Ken Nielsen, coming to you from Judge Memorial Catholic High School here up on the bench above the valley here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
So why is the clock stopped? I didn't think he got out of bounds that time.
But that's a break for the Rabbits. They need all the time they can get here. In motion, Johnny Hatch from right to left. Back to pass. Level and missed his receiver right over the middle. A little bit hot on that one as he was looking for David Kent right at the 40. And I like that little look in across the middle, Coach. I think it is open. That one just a little too much zip on it.
Yeah.
Judge has done a nice job, obviously, on the defensive side of the ball. They are pitching a shutout here so far.
They've done a good job of bend but don't break, because as you say, Delta has moved the ball.
Double wide, and here's the pitch. Beautiful pitch to Almanza by Lovell. He bounces it inside now, outside. That's a lot of running for a gain of 3.
Boy, and there's a lot of people paid for that one too. Bracken got hit as soon as he pitched it, and pretty good contact out there on the secondary as well.
That middle linebacker was coming hard on a blitz, and
just about got him right off the bat. So pretty good effort by that center to pick him up.
Very aggressive are the linebackers here for Judge, and again they have size up front, as you can see him down there. We've talked about him here throughout the broadcast. Quincy Houston, 6'2", 210 down there. I say 210. How about 310? Here's Lovell, keeps it, and goes nowhere. Going to be taken down with a loss of 3. Just nowhere to go right there. Coach, you notice the host of players coming on the field for Judge. They're going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 people off. And Delta pretty much just stays with who they have.
So it's always been.
So the Rabbits will punt this away on a 4th down and 10. Kick is away. Pretty nice high punt, angled to the far side, fielded at the 28-yard line. And returner taken down at about the 33. It looked like maybe the ball came free, but that's where Judge will take over. 1st down and 10. Going to give him ahead to the 35, in fact. 10:06 to go in this one. I don't know about you, but I can smell the barbecue from here.
Well, you better
cooking some pretty good hamburgers.
You better send Brennan down there to pick you one up. You're going to be too late to get it, unless we come up here and watch another game sometime just to redeem you.
Again, we want to thank Brett Allen.
Yeah, he's just been fantastically cordial here to us tonight.
1st and 10. Bulldogs with it. Here is the pitch to the back coming around, right to left. Great block out here in front, all the way to the 45.
And I credit that wide receiver for that play, Ken, because he did. He got into the DB and just hooked up and stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed. He just, and that's what you got to do when you're blocking for that option. Just an outstanding block here.
Dylan Clark, waiting for the blocks ahead, picks up 19. And Judge now with 139 on the ground to go with 212 through the air, as they all look to the sideline for the call. And obviously there must be a number signaled in, Coach, because then they all look at the wristband to pick up the number and decide what play they want to run.
Each position is probably looking at a different coach.
Now we're back to pass and going to be sacked at the 49-yard line. A host of Delta players coming in to make the play, and I believe they were led there by 54. And we don't have 54. Yep. We apologize. Victor Alman's in there as well. So it'll be a loss of 5 on the play.
Oh yeah, they got 2 receivers out there. Somebody's got to.
Yep, look out. Back to pass. Hour steps up now. He'll run it as he dives ahead. Only a gain of about 4. Nice job defensively.
You got to be impressed a little bit with the quarterback right there. He wanted to go back and just throw it behind people like they have in the past, and he looked down there, and nobody was there. So that's just shows some maturity out of Hour there. To, if it's not there, pull it down, get what you can get. So
that
very
Shamwell,
impressive.
Excuse me, Coach Shamwell did a nice job staying home. He takes the quarterback down after a gain of 3. Now 3rd down and 12. Back to pass, out in the flat, wide open and complete here at the 45-40. Going to be a 1st down as the receiver takes it ahead to about the 32-yard line. Palamaka, 15 yards on the pass completion. And, well, we've seen a lot of receivers running free.
You bet. And there again, I don't know if they were in a cover 2 where that short corner's got to have the flat area right there, but nobody was there. And then you saw Palamaka, he just ducked his head and punished somebody on that one.
Very physical receiver. 1st down. Palamaka, nope. Hour's going to keep it himself. Turns off that right tackle, and he'll pick up about 3. Almanza comes in and makes the tackle after the 3-yard gain. 140 yards rushing now for Judge on the evening. 227 through the air. Delta with a respectable 127 rushing. They've got 30 through the air. 2nd down and 7. Again, back to the wing T formation. 2 wide receivers. They'll bring it back in motion. Hour fakes the handoff and then takes it ahead for a gain of about 5. Coach, is that a true read by the quarterback? Is he reading it and pulling it back out?
That's hard to say, Ken. I'd have, you certainly would like him to if that's the case. He's got his head looking at that defensive tackle, defensive end, whichever one he's depending on the defense. So I think he's at least attempting to. That's a hard thing to do. Boy, if you can get a quarterback to do it, that's just very effective.
3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Palamaka has the 1st down. Look at him step through tackles all the way inside of the 15 down to the 14.
But he's very strong.
Has a gain of 10 and a 1st down for Judge Memorial Catholic High School. And now, Coach, maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in as Judge is able to run in several different people, and Delta playing with virtually the same guys the whole way, and many of them on both sides.
Yeah, you just get platooned to death, without a doubt. And, then when you got somebody that's you're giving up 40, 50 pounds to or more every play, that's tough.
Hour to the air, jump ball, incomplete.
Better job there by the Delta defender to be in a position there to help knock that ball away.
Look at the Pelly. And incomplete. Tanner Lefevre with some size, able to go up and defend that pass to the corner. So a nice job by Tanner Lefevre. 2nd down and 10. 6:15 to go in this one. 21-0 Judge on top and looking for more. Double wide. Here's the give, Palamaka. Dives ahead to the 10. It'll be a gain of 4. The other thing that I will say I'm impressed with Judge, Coach, and that is ball security. They have not turned the ball over.
Right. And I credit the quarterback. He does run a lot of option. If he is true reading that, a lot of times that's a hard thing to do, and you do have some exchange problems with that fullback, but he's not thrown it where he shouldn't, and he's just done a good job taking care of the ball.
3rd down, and we'll call it just over 5 to go. Here's the give, Palamaka looking to try to get to the end zone. Stacked up at the 3-yard line. It's a gain of nearly 8 on a first down.
Yeah, what he does is gives him a fresh set of downs. So.
4-yard line. First and goal, Bulldogs.
So they'll set it down just inside of the 3. First and goal for Judge. 5:10 and counting in the game. 21-0. Judge ahead and looking to put one more score on the board here. Double wide. And they'll bring it back in motion. Now here's Falamaka. Dives ahead to about the 1.
Down to the 1. Second and goal.
So second down and goal for the Bulldogs.
Tackle made by Delta's number 10, Victor Almanza.
And of course, Victor Almanza, double duty for him as he plays that linebacker position, makes the tackle. Here's Judge. Second and goal from the 1, Falamaka. And they say he's in. Touchdown. And that is the first rushing touchdown of the evening.
And kind of fitting that they would get him the score because he's been a workhorse here today. And he's ran very hard, been very effective for the Judge Bulldogs.
That one there was their, as far as number of plays, their longest drive. 12 plays that time as they were coming off of a couple of quick strike drives. 3 plays on a couple of drives for scores. Kick is good. But 12 plays on the drive to go 65 yards, and then the 1-yard plunge for Falamaka to give Judge a 28-0 lead here over the Rabbits. 4:28 left for Delta to see if they can get a score on the board. Again, a reminder, next week for the Rabbits, it'll be homecoming. And it will conclude Friday night with the Juab Wasps coming in. It'll be a 3A South region opener.
Yep, now all of a sudden, you bet, now all of a sudden it counts because, you know, with only 12 teams in the entire classification, only 8 teams make it in. So you just, you know, you only play each team once, and so you just, not a whole lot of room for error.
So 4:28 to go on this beautiful evening in Salt Lake City, Utah. The number 1 team in the 3A leads it here comfortably, 28-0. As this was a scoreless game until about 5 minutes to go in the half, and then Judge scored quickly with a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, and you go back to that, Ken, that was such a huge play in this game.
Well, the coverage for Judge tonight has been outstanding. Yeah. Delta has not been able to advance the ball, well, virtually outside their 20.
Well, because there again, if you will look, when they're ready to tackle him, there is a whole sea of red, and then there's a whole sea of white about 10 yards further down the field. And that just means they're not hooking up and staying with somebody. So, you know, you don't realize those special teams. Yeah, you've got an assignment, and you gotta pick somebody up and hit somebody.
Again, our thanks to Brennan doing our camera. As he's had to do it almost freehand tonight because there's just no way to set up tripods here in the booth where we're at. So we appreciate his diligence here tonight. So here's Delta on the first down at 10. Little counter coming from left to right up to the 20, almost 21, close to a gain of a couple. And see who Delta. That's Trace Willoughby on the carry. About 1.5 yards for Trace. So second down, clock still runs, 3:53 and counting here from Judge Memorial.
And you're not going to win this game now tonight, Ken, so maybe you just try to work on something that maybe you haven't, see if you can't just establish a little bit of success here.
Johnny Hatch in motion, back to pass. Bracken level and just a little bit behind the motion man. That was Hatch who went out into flat at about the 22-yard line. Wouldn't have only picked up a yard. So now brings up a third down and about 8.5 yards to go as this clock is stopped at 3:37. Double wides this time. And here's Bracken Lovell under center. Fakes the handoff, pitches it in the backfield. Boy, eludes one tackle, but not the second one.
And your running back there just ran right past the man that he's supposed to block, and that's why that guy was in the secondary so much.
Loss of 2, as Victor Almanza just didn't have anywhere to go right there.
Yeah, he did a good job to just sidestep and
not
save his
get
life.
Fourth down, and we'll call it 12, and Delta obviously, they'll kick this one away. You don't want to give Judge any more of a short field than you need to here. Snap a little bit high, but not bad. Here's the kick, away, and hits at the 44, bounces and rolls across the midfield stripe. Delta will let it go, and then they'll touch it down at the 48-yard line.
I would be very surprised if Judge did anything but just hand the ball off and end the game.
2:39 to go in this one. And well, I think we'll see if Judge comes with a host of new players. I believe they will. Here comes Big 77 back off. And the new quarterback for Judge, Christian Ellis, is a sophomore, 6 foot, 180 pounder. So they will switch out some of their players here. Here's the give, first back through, and he's not going to get anything. It'll be second down and 10. Almanza coming up. Almanza has been in on a lot of plays tonight.
Yeah, he has. Both sides of the ball. He's going to be a sore young man tomorrow when he gets up and gets out of bed.
Second down and 10 as we approach 2 minutes to go here in the game. Again, Ellis under center. He'll bring it back in motion, and then he'll give it to back coming up the middle, who picks up about 7.
That was the pile that picked up 7 right there, Ken. That was, I couldn't even tell who was running the ball, but boy, they sure had some great movement up front.
Say Cordova on the carry. And I would think if they get the first down here, they probably will take a couple of knees and end this one. Third down and 3 from the Delta 45 now. Wing T formation, a back coming from right to left. And the ball's loose on the ground. And there's the first turnover of the evening for Judge.
On the play recovered by Delta, number 21, Rex Shamo.
I believe that was on that far side. Rhett Schammel picks up the loose ball and gets credit for the fumble recovery.
And that one there, Ken, you almost think that he was trying to true read that. Now, that's not their first team quarterback, so obviously you might have some mesh problems there, but he looks like he was trying to pull it out. Fullback was trying to take it, and as a result, you got the fumble.
And again, Coach, at this point, Delta has actually run 5 more plays than have the Bulldogs, but Judge with those 2 real quick scores, 3 plays each. 70-yard touchdown pass, 75-yard touchdown pass. That's how you can be ahead that far and not run as many plays. Back to pass, Lovell. Beautiful catch at the 47 and ahead to the 50-yard line. Right here below us, I believe that's Trace Willoughby that went up and made the catch.
Yeah, that
Good
was,
for 7
was
yards.
a nice catch in some traffic.
So it'll be second down and 3, long 3. 1 minute to go. So right at the midfield stripe, right here below us. Here's the pitch. Almanza around the left side. Jukes one man and now heads for the first down marker. Steps inside. Picks up 6 and a first down. Delta with 169 yards of total offense, 132 of that coming on the ground. First down at 10 from the 44-yard line. Clock rolls, 37 seconds to go. Double wide, back to pass. Level, looks, rolls left side, and we'll throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll be second and 10. Again, Delta, after this one, will go home and get ready for their opener, their region opener against Juab. Juab, as we mentioned, they are ranked so far in the 3A, if I can find my notes here, ranked third in the state.
Yeah, I think they're 2-1 coming in as well. I don't know who they...
I think Maple Mountain got them last week. I'm not sure. Here's Level back to pass at his own 48 over the middle, and it's picked off. Now it's just a matter of bringing the ball carrier down, and they do. 65 for Delta. Jordan Payne made the tackle on, I believe that is Jack Boomer, 6'3", 185-pound safety.
I would just expect for Judge Memorial to take a knee here and
get out with the win.
Get out with the win.
Their own 45-yard line, and that is the victory formation you see right there with 15 seconds to go. They will just line up, and they'll take a knee. Well, that's going to do it here, as the Judge Memorial Catholic High School Bulldogs are going to win this one. 28-0 is going to be your final score. Real quick, let's give you the numbers before we go away. On the night for the Bulldogs, 177 yards rushing, Coach, 227 through the air. So just over 400 yards of offense.
Great balance, big plays tonight. Also some good long drives tonight. So Judge Memorial's a good football team. They've got kind of all the parts and pieces. Got a good running back, a smart quarterback, and they've shown that they can do a little bit of both because they are big, they are physical, and they do have some good skill people. And that's a pretty good combination all the way around. So
404 yards exactly for Judge on the evening. And of course, the 4 touchdowns, 3 of them coming through the air, and then the 1 touchdown, Palamaka, from 1 yard out. Delta, 132 yards rushing tonight, and 37 yards through the air, so 169 yards of total offense for the Rabbits here on the evening. And again, Coach, things looked a lot better there in that second quarter. It was a stalemate until 5:27 to go in the second, and that's when our hit for 29 yards through the air for the touchdown. That was an 8-play drive to go 70 yards, and they got on the board 7-0 there in that second quarter. Again, Delta did a nice job defensively until right at the end of that first half, as Judge, in 3 plays, they go 80 yards, 75 of it coming through the air. Again, our floating it out there to his receiver. I believe that was Papunu on the catch, and with 28 seconds to go in the half, all of a sudden, boom, you're down 14-0 in a game you'd played pretty competitively.
And then they got the ball to start the second half, and it just got rolling, just what you don't want. And they're very, very respectable to there. You take that away, and anything can happen because Judge knows they're supposed to win. And, you know, if you can stay within a score, then sometimes that puts a little pressure on them. So.
Well, the 2 drives that basically put this game away for Judge was the one to end the half, 3 plays to go 80 yards, that 175-yard touchdown pass, and then coming back out to start the second half, 70 yards in 3 plays again, and they get the big touchdown. Just like that, boom.
Yep.
They're out away.
Exactly.
They're up 21-0, and Delta just couldn't catch them. So as we wrap things up here from Judge Memorial Catholic High School, we want to thank again Signal, your wireless provider there in Delta. They'll help you out with all of your wireless needs. They certainly helped us out here tonight, as they do always as we go on the road. Again, our thanks to Mr. Brad Lurcher. And, of course, our player of the game tonight, Coach, is we buy him lunch, sponsored, of course, by Delta High School, and a couple of different players tonight. I'll get your feelings on it as well. I thought really Victor Almanza really played hard tonight. He was going both ways, and he really took a pounding on several of the tackles, but he's not afraid of the contact, and I appreciate that.
And both sides of the ball, he played very well and played very hard. I think it's a great choice.
So we'll go with Victor Almanza as our player of the game tonight here, and we'll get him a card to go down and get him some lunch again. We thank Delta High School.
We can give him one of these if we're not going to use it.
Absolutely. So again, we invite you to join us next week as we will have the game live on local Channel 10 TV, Delta and Juab. It'll be homecoming for the Rabbits and the opener for both teams in region play in the 3A South. So with that being said, Coach, we'll wrap things up here. Any final thoughts as we get ready to make the trip home?
No, just very impressed with the way Delta hung in there, and just can't let those big plays get out and burn you like that when you have a good team like Judge Memorial. So, you wish Judge Memorial good luck, and
hope you see them.
And
in
hope
the playoffs
again.
If you do,
they'll go deep.
There's no
you're
question
in the
about
playoffs,
it. So that's
no
okay.
question.
So again, your final score from Judge Memorial Catholic High School, 28-0, as the Bulldogs win it over the Rabbits. Again, it's been our pleasure to bring this one to you on behalf of Coach Dean Fowles, our color commentator, and also Brennan Nielsen. He runs our camera tonight. We appreciate him being with us here. Also Barrett back home in the Centricom studios, making sure that everything goes fine as your broadcast comes through. Hope you enjoyed the evening, and we invite you back again next week. I'm Ken Nielsen saying have a pleasant Friday evening, and hope you have a great weekend. Have a safe one out there, and we will see you again next Friday night. Good night, everybody.